What's poppin', air gunners? I'm Denny, the Flat Broke Air Gunner. As you can see, this is going to be a camouflage video. What you're going to need is your choice of paints. I'm going with dark brown, tan, dark green, and black. You're going to need a couple of bowls, something to provide some type of texture. I like using fishnet stockings. That's a whole stocking, even though it's all tightly on this little shaped leg. But you're going to need bowls because you're going to spray some paint into the bowls, and then little pieces of sponge. And you take the sponge like that, dip it in there, and then do your sponging. But we're going to do a bunch of stuff first. I got Scotch-Brite to strip the wood down. Got the little clips to hold the stocking in place. This is going to be a simple, this is the easiest camouflage job you can do because we're not even going to take the gun apart. I'm going to use this painter's tape and tape it off. And then eventually this gun is going to be given away. This gun has been donated by Rick Donahue. Thank you very much, Rick. You're a champion and a true leader in the FBA cause. We love having you as part of the family. I'm going to do a video on this, so even the most unexperienced air gunner can do their gun. You don't have to take anything apart. We're going to start out by stripping it down, and we're going to do that in a photo montage, and then we're going to do a bunch of other stuff. So stay tuned, and we're going to get started with this, and we're going to use the blue tape to mask everything off. So first is the tape, then is the stripping, and stay tuned because this is about to jump off. And anyone can do this. Just have fun and be confident. Here we go, folks. Alright, air gunners, here we are. This is how far we've made it so far. You saw in the photo montage, we started with the butt plate, moved up to the trigger and trigger guard, top, the sights, the cocking arm, all the way down the barrel. We even did up on the inside, packed it up so no paint will get jammed up in the works. It's now going to get Scotch-Brited. We're going to do the Scotch-Brite all the way down. We didn't do the end of the barrel because we aren't painting the barrel, so we just wanted to get up the barrel a little bit to protect it. But yeah, we're just painting the wood on this one. We're going to leave all the other stuff the original way it came. So stay tuned. We're going to start with the Scotch-Briting. Again, we're going to do a step-by-step montage starting out back here and working our way up. We're not going to do both sides in the photo montage just because once you've seen it, you get it. I'm not going to video doing it because, again, it's rubbing down the stock with Scotch-Brite pads. So it's pretty simple, and I'm sure you don't need lessons doing that. So stay tuned, and after this next step, we're going to get on to applying the stocking with those little clips and getting everything snug and tight and looking the way we want, and then we're going to get started painting. So stay tuned, folks. More to come. Well, here we go, air gunners. It is solidly Scotch-Brited everywhere. It took a little while because that gun really had, that air rifle really had a lot of shellac on it. So it took a little while to get it down to where I'll feel comfortable painting and thinking that it's going to, you know, have something to grab onto. So I'm going to turn around and start doing some painting, and my cameraman's going to take over the camera. And I want to thank you again for tuning in. The important part is now coming up. All the basic, you know, elbow grease kind of stuff is done. Now we get to the fun part. So stay tuned. Here we go. All right, people, here we go. We wiped down the gun and got all the excess stuff off of it with a microfiber towel. So you know what a microfiber is. We just wiped it down and got everything off there so there's no dust or anything like that. Now we're going to apply the fishnet stocking, and we're going to use these little clips, and we're going to get it all situated to where we could we appreciate the way it looks. So that's pretty much on you. However you want it to look, this is how it's going to work. You take the stocking, roll it up on your fingers like that, slowly finding your way all the way through. Kind of hard when you get the bigger fishnet. Work your way all the way through, put it over the top, pull it down. Once it gets all the way over the other end, then you apply these little metal clips on the table and tighten it up. Again, it all has to do with the way you want your rifle to look. There's no right way or wrong way to do this. I've just been messing around with it for a while, so having a little issue with the string catching up, so we're going to do the rest of this in a photo montage, and then we'll get to painting. See you here in a little bit. All right, here we go, air gunners. What you want to do is get the Rust-Oleum Camouflage Specialty Paint. You want to give it a good shake. I've been hitting this up for a minute. It's better to do thin coats than heavy, because if you go heavy, first off, it's not going to dry well and you're going to get dripped. So you want to kind of hit it quick, move over areas, just like that. You should have fun with it. This is really not that complex of an ordeal. Hit it up a couple of light times, try to get some good basic coverage, and then just let it sit and hit it again. There's no need to get all crazy and go super hard on your first coat. So that's what I'm going to do right there. We're going to let it sit. I'm going to come back and hit it a couple more times. We're going to do this in a photo montage. I'm not going to show you me doing the other side, because that's just going to be overkill and make this a half-an-hour video when it doesn't need to be. So far this is where we're at, and I'll see you here in a minute. What's poppin', air gunners? As you can see, the tan is all done. Now we're going to mix up some brown and some green at the same time. I got some foliage out of my backyard and laid it out on the gun. Hopefully it holds down. We aren't going to go straight at it like this. We're going to go up in the air and kind of mix the colors, brown and green, together over this. Hopefully the grass stays in place, because I think that tan stripe would look really cool. And the fishnet stockings are already there and holding up their pattern. So let's get to this and do it. So here we go. Okay, it's blowing the grass all around like crazy. So yeah, I can't see this working. And go from really high up and see if I can get something to grab. But as you can see, it's all wanting to blow and shift around. So the main thing when you're doing this again is just have fun with it, you know? I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? It's a low-end gun, and I know that some of you won't be painting on low-end guns. You'll be painting on your nicer guns, but alright, so now we're going to knock this stuff off and see basically how it looks. This is how I do it. Well, it didn't turn out as detailed as I liked, but it did turn out pretty cool. Now I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to flip it over on the other side and do the same process. And then we're going to do two last touches to it, and then we'll call it a day. So that's where we're at for right now. I'm going to set this up again like we just did, but on the other side, and you're not going to want to watch that. So we'll be back in a little bit with the final touches. Thanks for tuning in. Hey there, gunners. Now the last step, you got to make sure your paint is shaking. This is white, and you take this little bowl, you spray it straight into the bowl, and get a nice little amount in there. And then you stick your finger in it like that. This is all just to add a little bit extra, like texture to it, because it's looking real flat and I wasn't digging it. So we're going to do some of this with the white, and then I'm going to add some black. And then we're going to do the other side. We're going to unveil it, and then you'll see. So this is what it's looking like so far. The next part of the video is going to be the unveiling, so you'll see the finished product. Please stay tuned. All right, air gunners, here she is in all her glory. I think it turned out pretty slick. I removed all the blue painter's tapes, and you don't want to watch that on the video, but it turned out pretty nice. There's some places where the paint didn't grab, like right up in here. I'm not real happy with, but I could always just touch that up afterwards, you know. But as the overall effect and how long it took, it was probably two hours worth of work, and that's how she turned out. I think it turned out pretty nice. So if you're thinking about doing something like this to your gun, it's that easy. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and stay until the end of the video. Not only does your viewership, but your friendship truly means a lot to me. Always be a straight shooter. Always wear your shooting glasses when you're shooting. Stay flat broke for life, people. Take care. God bless.